Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com. And for everyone watching, if you share this video on my channel and help support the awesome bands I feature. And today I'm here with Hemlock. How you doing today?
Hey, doing great. How you doing?
Good, good. It's great to have you on my channel because we spoke like 5 years ago out in Kansas from Jiggy on his channel. So now it's great to have you on my channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. I want to start off and say you've been really busy with 2 albums this year, and tell us a little about that.
Yeah, basically, obviously, we weren't able to tour, so we were getting stir crazy and got super creative and did a whole bunch of writing, and we were due for an album, and we knocked around 20-something songs, and we were like, we can't throw any of these out. We loved all the songs, so we thought about the concept of doing a double album, but they kind of felt like 2 standalone albums on their own, so we literally just wrote, recorded, and released 2 albums at the same time, 2 separate releases.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask what made you release both albums in 1 year period.
Yeah, we thought about, we thought maybe do we sit on one for 6 months or a year or whatever. And at that time, everything was just so uncertain. We're like, we may never release anything again. We may never be able to tour again. Let's just get this music out there. And for our friends and fans and everything, and for ourselves, we figured it's one of those, there's no time like the present. Let's just go ahead and just get some new music out there and be able to do something. We were all in 4 separate states as well, so we weren't able to do a lot of the quarantine videos that a lot of other bands were doing. I did a few little solo pieces, you know, just as a drummer at home on my own. I got super creative and did some Facebook Live sessions. But no, I think it was just getting creative and wanting to do something. So we just wrote, like I said, wrote and released a bunch of songs all at once, 2 separate albums. One is called KARMAGEDDON, and the other is Violence and Victory.
Awesome. I see you got an upcoming tour coming, which is exciting, and you must be excited to play all this new material.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Several of the new songs we got rehearsed up and ready to go. Tour starts in about 2 or 3 weeks. Kind of a little bit of West Coast, Midwest. It's not the full tour. We're calling this part 1. We put together with new management, new booking agent, handful of dates that we could just kind of make happen. And again, still there have been some bands pushing forward and doing some great things, and we were kind of, again, uncertainties of just the ability of when and where we can perform, basically. So different restrictions, different towns, everything's different. Things are changing. See a lot of things kind of seeming like they're settling in at certain spots. So we decided to not bite off too much and try to push for a 2 or 3 month tour like we have in the past. We're like, let's break it up in smaller sections. You know, kind of tackle one, move forward, regroup, release another. In the meanwhile, we have Logan Mader from Machine Head, remixed, remastered one of our 2 new albums that we're going to shop to labels as well. So it's a remix version of Violence and Victory is the one that we started with. So we're going to re-push that as well. Overseas as well. We'll see if we'll be able to get to some touring overseas again, but we want to start with the U.S. run to get things started. So first time back in 2 years, we did a couple warm-up shows, and we're very excited to just start getting back out there again.
Back in action.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the longest. We're a tour-heavy band, so this is the longest we ever sat around. So yeah, we're ready. Definitely, we're ready to rock.
Yeah, I know you're always touring. You've shared the stage with many well-known bands. You want to let everyone know watching us some of the bands you've shared the stage with? Some pretty big bands. Yeah,
definitely. Being around 28 years, I think, is where we're at now. Coming up in Vegas and starting as kids, we've had the ability to go out and tour and open up for pretty much all of the greats. It's almost easier for me to name who we haven't played with than who we have, but yeah, just amazing bands. You know, Slipknot, Slayer, Hatebreed. You know, a couple of the bands, I'm like, oh, we haven't toured with Metallica yet. That'd be cool. Try to get that Metallica tour next year. That'd be great.
Well, for everyone watching, maybe you can make that happen.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So you've done so much over the years. Where would you like to see the band in a few years from now in the future? Where would you like to see Hemlock go in the future?
We've always appreciated everything we've been able to do and touring, not only the U.S., but but overseas. Australia is one country we haven't made it to yet that we definitely love to. I know that's one of Chad's major ones he wants to get to. Again, like I said, we've always appreciated it, so we never have taken anything for granted, but it's when you're not able to for any amount of time. That wasn't our own personal choice. Definitely made us appreciate it even more. So we're just excited to get back out and visit all of our friends around the world again, be able to perform music again. So just more of the same. More of the same that we've definitely been missing people, been missing playing. So we're excited to get back out there.
Cool. Where's some places you've never played that you'd like to play?
Definitely Australia's up there. Russia, we've gotten very close, but we haven't quite played there yet. Couple spots. Chad's great with all the spots. He could name places we were at 10 years ago, just to name you exactly what tour. So I'm along for the ride. I have a lot of fun. I'm definitely excited to hit some of the repeat spots that we have, or that we just had started touching on, more recent years, to be able to get back to as well. I didn't get to do the Japanese tour. Chad played there. It's been several years now. So I'd like to get to Japan again at some point. That'd be fun for me.
Awesome. So is that the focus now, touring, since you released the 2 albums? Maybe wait a little bit before you release more new music?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think we bought some time with this. So, yeah, we were starting to get to that point where albums, it's weird. And I don't think it was purposely planned, but you get to that cycle where you do start touring a lot. And early days, we'd knock out an album a year. And it's not to say that we couldn't sit and focus and write and release, but later on, as you keep going, at least for us, we found that a couple years go by, sometimes 3 or 4 years, you're touring a lot, you take a little break, you decide to go back out again. It's not in a huge rush or there's a huge deadline. So yeah, some of the albums had been 3 or 4 years in between. So again, this last one, we were definitely due. And yeah, so we definitely, like I said, threw a bunch out there. So I think we bought a little time. It's time to perform some that's live, and we'll continue writing and just when the time's right and we're ready. I could see maybe wanting to follow up with something fairly soon, in the next year or two. But anytime I've ever put a date, in an interview, I'm usually proven wrong, and it delays things. So I hate to make any promises that I'll jinx.
Are you going to be releasing another single coming up from the latest album?
Yes, I believe they're pushing Against All Odds as the new one. That one they're currently pushing.
Is it a good track?
So yes, new track Against All Odds off of Violence and Victory, the one that Logan just remixed and remastered as well. So yeah, sounds killer. It's hot. Definitely excited to get that floating around out there.
Definitely. Now, if people want to look you up online, find your music on social media, how do they do that?
We're all over. Hemlock World is the keyword. So the official page is hemlockworld.com, Facebook Hemlock World, YouTube Hemlock World. All the Instagrams and all the other things that I don't know. We're most of the places. So. Yeah, hemlockworld.com is the official. That can get you. You can find us pretty much everything there.
And I want to say, with doing the band for so long, do you have any fun or memorable stories you can share with touring for everyone watching?
Yeah, I remember, and I reflect back on this one. One of our first times, actually was our first time headlining the House of Blues in Vegas. It was a hometown show, and it's one of those deals where we'd played all the small bars and everything, and we'd opened up for a ton of bands, but this was our first headlining show. And I just remember the curtains opening up with the intro rolling, and you look out there and you see 1,000+ people, and it's just dude, they're legit here just to see us. This isn't us opening up for another act. This is our crowd. So that was pretty exciting. That was a super fun, proud moment. We had a bunch of friends and family and some people that hadn't seen us in a minute that had come back out, out to see us again. It was just whoa, next level stuff at that point. So that was a fun one. My first European tour was incredible. That was amazing. You just see all these places in movies and whatnot, and you hear of these places and you go there and you're like, wow, this exists. This is real. This is cool seeing it firsthand. Stories of the Pied Piper and seeing Stonehenge and going to Germany for the first time, just all over. It's definitely incredible. Going to Paris, absolutely beautiful. Prague, Czech Republic, just these incredible places. And again, I mentioned movies, but you watch any of these Marvel movies and you see all these epic places. You go there, you're like, hey, I know that movie from, Spider-Man or whatever movie it was, So it's kind of cool. And now it's the opposite. I'll watch these movies. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been there. I start recognizing these things. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
So you try and build in a little extra time to sightsee if possible?
Yeah, we definitely do. Yeah, and anytime we go, even when we've toured with other bands, a lot of times they'll stay behind at the venue or sleep in, whatever, been out partying the night before. I don't care. If I'm hungover, I'm going out and seeing the town. You know, we like to run around and take in the sights and collect souvenirs and take a bunch of photos. My little photo, like little journals are huge. You know, I'll even on like Facebook, I'll fill 2 or 3 different albums with like 6,000 photos. You know, I'll just be photo dumping next time I get on Wi-Fi and blast it, just because I want to be able to look back and remember every moment as well. But yeah, I like documenting. I like seeing these beautiful, incredible places, you know, all around the world.
That's awesome, because a lot of bands I talk to say they're touring and they're so busy that they don't really have the time to do that. So that's awesome that you fit that in.
Yeah, we make the time. There are certain, obviously, times you can't always get out, but again, it's the same thing. And if something's got, you know, I'll sleep when I get back home again. You know, if you know, I got to wake up a couple extra hours early to go out and get a cup of coffee, you know, and check out a cool, you know, church or something, then cool. You know, I'd rather get up a little bit early and go out and sightsee. So yeah, we and then when we travel and tour ourselves when we're not in one of the big bus shares, that gets us a little more mobile too. You know, we've gone out on smaller headline tours overseas as well, and you know, just you're able to get more places in like an RV than you are, you know, the huge tour bus. So the whole big nightliner. So yeah, then you're able to go sneak down some side roads and get to Stonehenge, you know, stuff like that. So yeah. And then obviously the U.S., we know all the cool spots, you know, too, and we make the rounds. And it's kind of funny once you see all these places and meet all these friends, then it's like, oh, yeah, cool, I can't wait to go back to Billings, Montana and go sing karaoke at the Crystal. You know, you know, like I say, we got these cool spots with cool people. You know, I look forward to going back and hanging out and singing, you know, Ice Ice Baby at karaoke at 2 in the morning, you know, after the show.
Have you been to all 50 states yet?
Not Alaska, not Hawaii. I think that's about the only 2. So yeah. Been to them all. I think we've played pretty much all. There may have been 2 or 3 that have escaped us, but yeah, we've hit the U.S. pretty hard. We're definitely, I know we mentioned earlier, we're definitely long overdue to come out east a little bit more. So I think next year we need to make that push to come see you.
That would be cool. I'll definitely come out if you come to Philly, New York, New Jersey. I'll come out. Sounds
great. Yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say in the interview, and we got to make happen. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, we got to come out your way. We're overdue, definitely.
And we'll get to do this in person next time instead of over the Skype like this.
Right. Terrific. Yeah. Looking forward to that. That'll be great.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to what you have coming up in the future, and it was great talking with you. And everybody, look them up.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. And for everyone watching, I've linked their music in the video description, so check that out.